Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Dutch race competition here at France, the Paul Ricard circuit in the heart of France. It's been around for quite a long time, but it's finally come back a couple of years ago. 168 different layouts on here, and for perfect testing, this is a long straight, and apparently it's got sprinklers. I've not seen those, but they were talking to bring them in many moons ago. And of course, most famous drivers everyone knows, Alain Prost, and quite a lot of people should know René Arnoux. And there we go, 15 corners, 5.8 kilometre track. Wonderful track if you ask me. Nice long back straight. That kink was actually put in recently. That didn't used to be there back in the old days of this track. Pretty much a flat track as well. I was got on board with Busted quickly. I've made a small mistake. I haven't got my track marker up. I'm trying to do it now as we go along the home straight here. Down towards turn 1. And DRS is wide open at this point. Throw it in, carry as much speed as you dare through turns 1 and 2. Sort of chicane style corners. Get back on the power as you go through this little kink down towards turn 3. And hard braking there as you throw it in again, carrying as much speed as you dare as these corners now start to link together. But this is the important part. Getting the exit perfect on 5 to go through 6. Little lift off in the middle of the corner and then get towards turn 7. DRS detection point was just back there, that line. As we come along this long back straight towards the chicane of 8 and 9. DRS obviously wide open at this point. This is where we're going to see loads of overtakes hopefully into these corners, and there you go, connecting together beautifully. Get that power down as soon as you can and accelerate off through towards turn 10. This long right-hander, flat out, no lifting, just pin the throttle and hope the car doesn't slide away from you. Might do as your tyres go off. No, into turn 11, this long double apex right-hander. Very late apex there as the second part. Keep it on the right-hand side as you come towards turn 12. Similar corners to turn 11. It's just a very long corner. Late apex once again. And get on that power as you go through the long right-hander at turn 13 towards similar corner to 12. Turn 14. Pit entry just there. That has been moved this year. And then tight. Turn 15. And get that power down. DRS wide open once again as you go down the home straight, and there we go, that is Busted on that hot lap. And let's have a quick look then at the driver standings. It's got a bit of a gap now. Jorn has over Meister, 141 to 129. GC there on 81 in third. Julian on 55 with his teammate just behind on 51. Renault of Busted and Haas Fluffy Balls both on 43. 34 for Beaker, 27 for Dan Verdan. And Atomic there on 23. Charles finally getting some points. He's finally getting moving. He's on 13 there in 11th. Noosa on 12. Then we've got a little battle developing there for 13th, 14th and 15th. Livid, Mute and Nathan all on 10. Kimmy on 8. Jumboy 4. Dennis on 3, having a bad season so far. Anthony on 1. And Trirayner there on 0. Constructor standing. It is looking ridiculously tight at the top. 1 point between it. Red Bull leading by 1 point from Toro Rosso. Williams a little further back there on 115. Haas 78. Mercedes 59. Renault just behind them on 55. 37 for Ferrari. McLaren and Racing Point 1 between them, and Alfa Romeo coming in last there on 7th. So let's have a quick look at the track map. That's the wrong button, sorry. And there we go. That is the track map for you. So we're going to see a lot of movements down towards that hairpin. Chicane, sorry, not a hairpin. Down at 8 and 9. That is going to be your major DRS zone. As you're just looking, hopefully, to find someone there. It is so long. If you don't get in there, you've got a good chance of getting the drive off the final corner. Off the final corner. A little short DRS. Not as easy to overtake through there. And there are plenty of other overtaking opportunities if you're brave enough to try and sling it around the outside, especially with like turn 11. Try around the outside of there because you'll be on the inside of 12. And yes, so we are still waiting to get started. Hopefully it won't be much longer. I'm just going to find you some history of the Circuit Paul Ricard. I do have it around. Most people know that French Grand Prix has been absent for a fair few years. It used to be at Monaco back when I was a wee nipper. Probably not everyone here. I'm just trying to get up the results and see how we're doing. I can't find it. Is that it? No, that's who's won it the most. Well, that's kind of interesting. Well, Schumacher's won the French Grand Prix 8 times. Alain Prost's home Grand Prix 6 times. Louis Cyron has won it officially he's won it 5, but other times it was not part of the championship. So unfortunately, well, it's not how the championship is now. It was before 1950. 1950 is when the championship started. This is the home. France is the home of Grand Prix. Hence the name Grand Prix, man's big prize or grand prize. This is where Grand Prix started, not where Formula 1 started or motorsport, but this is the home of Grand Prix, which is quite important really when you think about it. Is that what I'm looking for? That is kind of what I'm looking for. That'll do. Paul Ricard circuit. Sorry, I'm looking at Wikipedia here whilst I'm trying to fill for time. Circuit Paul Ricard started in 1971 to 1985, so just before I was born, actually. Then Monaco came along, started in 91 to 2002, and then we had many years off, and it finally came back in 2018. Lewis Hamilton winning both races there. So we are nearly ready. We're getting there. So Lewis Hamilton winning this year and the year before, untouched there in the Mercedes. And for those who are interested, in 2008 on the last one at Monaco, is won by Felipe Massa. And the last one at Paul Ricard before he came back in 1990, slight mistake there by me, was Alain Prost. So there you go. And we are, as you might have just heard, there's some little beeps going on in the background. That means we are just about ready to get on with the race. So I will flip on over to a better screen so you can actually see what I'm looking at. It's not a lot at the moment, but there we go. So we are literally just getting into the short qualifying, 18 minutes of qualifying, followed by the race, and hopefully we will be underway shortly. It's just taking a little bit longer than normal. Apologies for the slight delay. I sound like a train conductor, don't I? Apologies for the slight delay. The 703 has finally pulled in, and we'll be underway shortly. There we go. Sorry, just getting myself distracted. I was trying to fill for time. So yes, it is looking a little bit damp out there. The rain has started coming down. Inters are the tyre of choice. Now, will it dry up through qualifying, or will it dry up for the race? That's the big question we're going to be asking. Obviously, if it dries up in qualifying, then a dry race will mean you start on the tyres you start on. If it doesn't dry up, start the tyres you did your fast lap on in qualifying. If it doesn't dry up or it remains wet, then they'll just keep going. But we're starting to get some movement down the pit lane. Some cars are coming out. Not entirely sure who that is. Meister, one of the first drivers to come out. We do have our telemetry on board ready for today. That will give us updated timings in terms of penalties. That's quite important, especially on a circuit like this. These corners, look how these corners are. They're all so wide. There's so much margin for error. If you cut a corner, you cut a corner quite easily, and you don't really get massively punished for it. So we'll see. I suspect we're going to see a fair few penalties played today. Hopefully the win, or at least the podiums, won't be decided by penalties. It quite often does happen. And yeah, so we are just staying on board at the moment with Macers. He's just on his initiation lap, just trying to get round, really. Hopefully we won't see anyone in the barriers this early on. It's quite easy to do. This track isn't, I wouldn't say a track that you'll see many people hit the barriers on anything other than one corner. That's the corner Mason's coming up to now. It's turn number 10. Just because if you just hang it out a little too wide, carry too much speed, and you can just destabilise the back end of the car, and you end up in the wall on the right hand side. There aren't many places that people are going to hit walls. It just happens to be like that. And in France, I'm just trying to get up my other track back. There we go, got my other track back on. Much better. So yeah, we'll see potentially some contact between cars, but we won't see too many cars heading towards the barriers. I think what we expect to see, if there's retirements, it's going to be frustration retirements more than, unless they lose it on the final corner. That is quite possible as well, actually, come to think of it. Potentially losing it and into the wall. So keen to get the power down, particularly in qualifying. But Mesa has started then on that first flying lap of the day. Second place in the championship. He had a great start, but it's just not come together for him recently. You're taking a nice, comfortable lead into this race. And we'll see what he can do as we go. Sorry, I only got home about an hour ago. I haven't really had time to settle. Have a little drink. Not alcohol, don't worry. So, Meister, he's taking it so carefully. Doesn't really have a choice. If you put it too hard, you might not hit the barrier, but you'll be scooting your way towards it. Meister had the purple first sector, obviously very early doors at the moment, so sector times aren't massively important. Just getting laps in is what's going to be the important part in this. Currently in the fastest in the first sector is Yawn, his championship rival. Not a lot between them, a tenth between them on the first sector. Second sector's times are coming in now. Meister did a pretty much a 31 on the nose, and this time Meister Yawn was a little bit slow. The yellows in sector 3 is probably just cars slowing down. But we'll see if Meister controls the rest of this lap. Just look how slow they're going around here. It's so tame, but it's what's needed. You don't want to do what Meister's nearly doing there and losing that back end. Yeah, they're just so keen, and they always will be, so keen to get that power down. And here we go. So Meister's coming up towards the line. Would have DRS if it was dry, but he's going to put a toe on the board, and a 43.2. Yawn is on his way towards the line as well. What's he going to do? Potentially faster. He's not actually. He's down. Down by a lot actually. Whole second off the pace there. It's not had a very good run there. Oh no, not second. Sorry, I can't even count. A tenth and a bit. So let's have a look further back. Look at Dow. He's coming up towards the line now in the other Toro Rosso. And he's going to put in an invalidated lap, so there's no surprise there. Doctor, and he's just going through turn number 9. Let's see if he can put something up. As times are starting to trickle in there. It's still Meister for Yawn. Charles put in a decent time for a first attempt of a 44 dead. He's currently in P3, Fifi in P4. And JC jumps up into P3 as Doctor loses that back end. It's just a little bit slippy for him. It didn't even look like he had a lot of pace. He just wanted to get a bit more pace, put the foot on the accelerator. Back end said nope and stepped out on him. As Anthony's on a flying lap as well, he's coming up towards turn number 14 now. As Mute has joined the session, sorry, not left. And looking like that, he's actually going to miss qualifying, unfortunately. But at least he's here for the race. As he leaves the session, so he doesn't want to be here for the race. Anthony then coming up towards the line. He's going to go P9. Busted is on his way. He's just coming up to the chicane. Noose is just a bit behind him, so let's stay on board with Busted. Next man to put in a timed lap. As always, I'm keeping an eye on my telemetry. It's not always 100% accurate in terms of giving me decent numbers, but it gives me what I need to see. Which is Meister's the fastest man in sector 2 and 3. Yawn's the fastest in sector 1. So that's where Yawn lost his 10th and a bit. Just in those final 2 sectors, he had a whole 10th up in the first sector, but then just dropped it in the final 2. But here comes Busted up towards the second last corner, turn 14, and into the tight turn 15. And we'll see what time he can put on the board. And it is going to be. The line. There we go. It's P9, 45 on the nose. His teammate's coming up as well. Let's see if he can beat him. I think he might have invalidated. He did. So he's not going to improve. Let's have a look further up towards the front. Looks like Meister's on another one. He's up by only 3/10. Fastest in the first 2 sectors. What has Yawn got to answer with? He's going to go faster than the second sector. No, he's not. He's actually slower, and he's actually backed out of that as well. So Meister looking to improve his time. Getting a bit overconfident there on the accelerator, revving it up a bit, just giving it all for the fans. But Meister, I suspect, actually, I've just seen someone else has gone faster than sector 1. That's Beaker. Beaker is on fire down there. He's in 14th. He's got the fastest first sector. Meister has the fastest second sector. He's coming towards the line. Is he going to get an improvement? We'll switch on to board with Beaker in a moment. And Meister, does improve there. Fastest in all 3 sectors at the time, but Beaker is on a go. Done a 28.07 which is just a little bit faster than Mace this time. He's gone fastest again in the second sector. That's up by nearly half a tenth. So he's looking good. If we can just hang it together, and if Buster can get out of the way, Beaker's got a chance to put this one at provisional pole with 9 minutes and 45 seconds left. Plenty of time though. Just wondering, will it dry up? We're going to find out. These Inters are just providing everyone with a little bit more uncertainty as they go round this track. As Beaker will come round the final. And what time is he going to do? They just look so slow going around the corners, but they don't dare floor it. Beaker comes across the line, and P2 just lost a bit in the last sector. Yeah, he lost over a tenth in the last sector. So if he managed to put that together, then he would be sitting at the front. Let's have a look back towards new season mode 0. Just trying to find someone on a flying lap. What about Doctor? He's still in mode 0. I suspect he's not coming in. I'll stay with him for a moment. He's not doing anything. Who's on a flyer? Everyone's done 3 laps on their tires, which kind of tells me that they've done a flyer, done a installation lap, and done another flyer. So we'll see if we can find someone who's looking like they could be on one. Dan Vidan down by a tenth at the end of the second sector, so he might be. He did a personal best in the first sector, then a little bit slower. Final corner then for Dan Vidan, and what is he going to do? Is he going to move up at all? P5, P3 then for Dan Vidan. And so not too bad from him. I'll be happy to put that. Colin the Hedgehog is out on his qualifying run. Let's stay with the Hedgehog and watch him getting stuck into this chicane, this 8 and 9. And this is what we were saying, that I was saying earlier, there's 168 different arrangements on this track. I think most of them are there. So many different ways you can go around that chicane, and hopefully no one takes a different route. It's quite easy to do if you're not really paying attention. Oh, he's got a bit keen on that one. There go the brake marker boards, and there goes his flying lap, just losing it as we went round turn 10. Got nicknamed last year, I believe it was. He got nicknamed Rainbow Road after another driver that had a similar sort of mistake to that, but his was much more fatal. He put it in the wall, and that was the end of that for him. Always looking to name corners after drivers because it's normally quite fun. Doctor, he's coming towards the final corner. Is he going to improve? 2 personal bests so far. Will he get a personal best time? Will he move up at all? 44.89. He's got a 44.15, so he does move up. P11. No, he didn't move up far, but still, he's moved up. As Meister's coming back out again. And let's see who's on a go. Fluffy Balls looks like he's on a go. There in the Haas, currently P5 for him. As well as Anthony's on. Let's see where Anthony is quickly. Oh, Anthony's just started, so we'll come back to Anthony in a moment. I'll stick with Fluffy Balls a little further ahead. Oh, he's just fighting that car. It's so slidey out there. I think people might have been caught out by the rain, and Fluffy Balls is in the pit. So let's go have a look quickly. Oh, let's not have a look at Anthony. He's not doing too well. Let's have a look at Dow down there in 15th. 150 on his opening lap, so a lot left down the track. No surprise that he set a fastest first sector. Let's see what he can do. He's coming up towards that 8-9 chicane and taking it as carefully as you can, really, but at the same time as quickly as you can. You don't want to take too much speed into there because you just lose the. You don't want to go too slow, otherwise you just will be well off it. He's up by 2 seconds. He somehow needs to find a lot more time there in his final sector. His final sector time wasn't. Oh no, I haven't got that. I was going to say his final sector time last time wasn't too bad, but I haven't got the data for that sector for some reason, and he's just struggling there. Sometimes when people drive, they feel like they're driving a boat. It's feeling like that out there today. They're just trying to get it to face the right way, and it's just been blown off course a little bit. Dow though coming up towards the line, 150.7 is his previous. What's he going to get this time? Definite improvement there, 143.7 up to P8 for him. He'll be happy with that one so far. Charles out on lap, we'll come back to him. JC is out there as well, he's going towards the end. As he goes through that long turn 13. Oh, he's bringing us into the pits. He's not happy with that. No, might have invalidated somewhere, but he's in the pits. 4 minutes 20 left of the session. Where's Meister? He's coming towards the end. Who are we going to look at? We're going to look at Char quickly. Well, Meister's closer towards the end, so let's have a look quickly at Meister. Let's see how he's getting on as he goes through turn number 11, and very much offline there. Not the line he would have wanted through there, so let's flick back straight towards Char, his teammate down there in 10th. And he's almost doing a copycat move there, he's almost going straight offline. He brings it back into the corner. He's got a slow Beaker ahead of him. Beaker needs to get out of the way, he does. Which will bring me on to a quick point. For those who are unaware, there was a new patch came out today, and it allows drivers who are being lapped to become ghosted, which is an interesting thing. Quite useful, but at the same time, I guess, well, I guess it's important to not be blocking, and now they've got no excuse to block because they can just drive straight through them. Kind of ruins a bit of the realism, but it was probably needed. Some people say it was definitely needed. I say it kind of ruins it a little bit, but I guess some people's races can be ruined by a backmarker not doing what they're supposed to be doing. And let's stay on board with Jorn. Beaker had just started. Let's see, where's the Hedgehog? He's coming through turn 7. A little wide next to he's in mode 0, so he's not going for a qualifying. Liver's got back in. Gwyn is on his way as well. Let's see, just trying to find someone coming towards the end of the lap. Everyone seems to be just starters. They're going to go for several laps. Let's go back up then to Jorn, who's coming towards the end. He's in mode 0 actually, so he's not coming towards the end. Fastest lap sectors are coming in. Gwyn actually got the fastest in sector 1. Not exactly expecting that, so this could be a surprise result for the Racing Point. Meister has the fastest in sector 2. I wonder if Gwyn could be a little shock here today. But let's see what Meister can do. He's got only a few corners left to do. As he comes around the final corner towards the line, looking to improve on his previous best. Is he going to do it? And he does. A small improvement there of just over 2/10. But has Green got anything fastest in sector 2? 1, sorry. We're going to see a little shock climb up suddenly. Oh no, invalidated. It's a second and a half faster, but invalidated there in the final sector. That's bad news bears for him. Colin as well, invalidated. He needs to get a time on the board. We've got 1 minute 30 left of this session. If they're not already on a flying lap, they need to be starting it soon. As we're coming towards that crunch time. Fluffballs looks like he's about to get set and go, so we'll come back to him. Where's Bastard? He's in mode 1. Doesn't look like he's going. It's looking like everyone's getting themselves reset to go again. Keep an eye on my sector times. If I see any purples, we'll pay attention to them. Just seeing a little bit of a lock up there going into turn 3. He might have made a mess of that. He's still going to go. I look like a lock up from my end. I could be wrong. He's taking it so... I keep saying they're taking it so carefully, but they are. You look at how they're driving. Compare that to the race. That's not careful, is it, JC? As I've just seen, Meister has gone fast in sector 2. Let's flip on up to him. Ruffles gone fast in sector 1. Obviously, if they don't complete the lap, it doesn't count. So, let's stay on board with Meister. He's in mode 0. Is that just because he doesn't need it? He's staying out. He does have another lap after this if he wants to go for it. He's not got a lot of ERS, so he's going to have to do this now. Is he going to get an improvement? He was down a bit in the first sector, definitely up in the second sector. is well off. He's 2.5 seconds off. He's got one last shot at it. Checker flag is about to fall. Where is everyone? Let's have a look. Fluffy Balls. He had fastest first sector. 28 on the nose. He is looking good to try and be a party pooper. But as I say, that is 3/10 down in the second set. He hit his personal best, but he's just a bit far back. Has he managed to link together a final sector worthy of a front row? As I say, that Mace has gone even faster in the first sector. He's just trying to ruin it now. Comes towards the line is Fluffy Balls. Let's see where he ends up. It's going to be P3 for them for Fluffy. Vivicamp's the next man up. Is he going to jump up at all? P9. He stays P9. Doesn't improve. Down by 6/10. Dow is on his way. Cars crossing line all over the place at the moment. Dow's retired. He's had enough down there. Who are we looking at? Busted then coming towards the final corner. Has he going to get an improvement? 43.764. That's a wall busted. Doctor's on his way. Where's Colin? Colin's not going for another lap. He's off. Doctor then coming around the final corner. Can he improve? He's down there in 14th at the moment. It's looking like it's going to be an easy pole position here for Dan Verdan. For Meister, sorry. Yorn managed to get up to second. Dan Verdan coming around the final. He's got Meister just ahead of him. Is Meister going to go any faster? Dan Verdan's backed out. Meister doesn't improve, but he doesn't need to improve. He has that pole position. As Colin is off track and just needs to retire, and then we can be done with it. There you go. The championship rivals resuming their battle at the top of the qualifying. What does that mean for the race? We're going to find out for you shortly. Is it dry? Is it wet? Who knows? But we know what it's going to be. One thing it's going to be, and that's fun. As we know, just waiting for Colin to... Basically just waiting for him to retire, and we'll be done. I think he's run out of fuel. There we go. So let's have a quick final rundown of those positions for you. And also look at the gaps and how close people were. Mesa has a comfortable lead though of just over 1/10 from Yorn, followed by Beaker, Fluffy Balls, Dan Verdan, Dr. Char there in a great 7th place. Hopefully he can go from strength to strength, and that'd be wonderful if we can see him on the podium here today. Gwen there in 8th, just chilling in 9th, Fevercamp in 10th. Oh, that was quick. Didn't even get a chance to read half of that. See if I can look at that quickly. 11th was Dow, 12th Busted, 13th Noosa, 14th Colin, and I've missed the rest. Maybe I was a little bit slow at reading for a change. But it's looking a little overcast. Is it raining? I don't think it is. It's just looking a bit murky, to say the least. Doesn't look like it's raining. That's the one thing going for us at this point. Apologies, I just need to close that screen down. Don't need that one anymore. And we'll be heading on into the race in a moment, just waiting for everyone to make those final changes to their setup, get that fuel correct, get those tyres, whatever they want. Actually, if it's dry, they can choose the tyres. If it's wet, they'll choose inters, wets, or they may choose dries for some reason. But yeah, we'll see what tyres people come out. I suspect we might see a collection of different strategies depending on how they're feeling. But formation up is underway. Let's have a quick look then at the tyre compounds in use. Only one man is starting on... Well, three people are not starting on mediums, as Meister kicks a bollard out of the way. He doesn't like that bollard, I don't think. Bollards flying everywhere. So, Fluffy Ball starting on softs, Vivica on hards, and Kimmy also on hards. So both Mercedes actually going for the same strategy of starting on the hards. What does that mean for the race? We'll soon find out. Again, it's looking overcast, so it could turn to rain. Is that why we've gone for mediums? Is it going to rain shortly after the start? And they don't think the softs are going to be enough to get there? We'll see. I mean, I do like to see the rain. It does make for a little bit more interesting race at times. But we're going to have 27 laps here of the French Grand Prix for you in a moment. So we're just now waiting for everyone to get around, get back onto the grid. We have been joined by Livid and Mute there in 17th and 18th, so they'll be starting from the back and see how they can do. Obviously starting quite far back, but don't rule them out. Never rule out a driver. This is unlike real F1. They say you can't win the race on the qualifying, but you can lose it. It's kind of the opposite sometimes in the game. You can it doesn't matter qualifying. If you qualify last, you can still win. It's quite hard. Don't get me wrong. It's not over at the start, unless it is over if you get contact. You're not going to win if you end up having serious front wing damage on the opening lap, but we shall see. Rainduck is sending me something. What are you sending me? Is this important? Have I stopped this for no reason? I've stopped this for no reason. Thanks, mate. I assumed that was something important, like the weather forecast, but it's not. Alright then. We're now waiting for Mute to take up his position at the back. Meister is already in place. The lights are on. The engines are revving. Lights are on. They're off, and we're off then for the Dutch racing competition here at Circuit Paul Ricard in France, and everyone's getting away cleanly. Meister still has the lead. Looks like Dan's looking to come down the inside there. He's got through, and he's up there to fourth. As Fluffy gets past Yawn for second and runs very wide, but Yawn's going to look to come past him. Two Williams in the background going side by side. He's got a ball with Justin. He's looking down the inside of Beaker. He's not going to go for it this time around, but he's looking. Ooh, that's going to annoy their race engineer. Raggy's not had the best time engineering these two, but hopefully he can still get a result here today. Raven Ducks boys are first and third. Raggy's boys are battling for fifth and sixth at the moment. As it looks like there is a Renault trying to make some moves. Fifth camp's dropped like a stone to the very back. Got a ball with Busted looking to make a move on here on Gwyn. He's looking down the inside. He's gone for the dive. He's a bit of a corner cut, and he hasn't made it. He might actually lose out to Mute if he's not careful. Mute has had a blinder of a start. He's just lost the place to Dow though, but he's had a cracker of a start. Let's have a look at those big losers and gainers so far. Look at that, up 6 places. Fifth camp down 8 to 18th place. This little train going through turn 10. Is anyone going to fancy one down the inside here? That's contact. He's got away with that, has Mute. But he's got mirrors full of Noosa behind him. And he actually has front wing damage. Didn't notice that before. Mute has front right end plate damage. So there's also be some contact there on the opening lap. Let's have a quick flick. If when I learn how to use a controller. Quick flick back to Fivicum. Back there. He's well off the base. Has he got any damage? He doesn't appear to have damage. It looks like he's just... No, he's got absolutely no damage on the car. He's just obviously spun it and has lost a lot of time. Anthony in front of him as well lost out, but he does have front wing damage. But Fluffball's getting a great start, jumping 2 places up into second place, splitting the championship rivals. He's really brought his A game here today. Now, can he bring an A-star game and take the lead off Meister? As we've just started the second lap, DRS will be enabled at the end of this lap, and my timing boards will be updated a little bit more clearer as well once that happens, because I don't think Mute is a minute 38 off the back. As Gwyn and Busted are swapping places, let's have a look up ahead to Williams boys. Just chilling, has got past Beaker. That looked like a planned swap. Further back, Busted and Gwyn are swapped as well, and see if Gwyn can stay on the back of him. It doesn't look like he's going to be hanging around for too long. There's movement going on behind as well. That's the Ferrari Livid and Colin the Hedgehog under pressure. And looks like Kibby's actually trying to come through the middle there. He's not going to find a gap just there, but he's still hovering around the back of these guys. Liv is looking for that switchback, but Colin covers him off. Kimmy is looking. He's looking. He wants that place. He's lost out on the opening lap to Livid. And he wants to come back at him, but he's just not finding an overtake there, and he's got to sit back into 16th for now. As we're coming towards the end then of the second lap, Livid's very wide there. I thought Kim's he's going to try around the outside here. He's going to get a nice drive off the corner, but is Livid going to get a better one? He does. No DRS just yet. The times are now getting updated, so we can keep an eye as Char is on the back of Doctor here for 7th and 8th. Close battles going on behind Dow on the back of Gwyn for the last of the points places. We're still on board with Char as he was on the back end of Doctor, but he's just dropped back a bit now. Getting a little bit of a slide to go with it. Just got to get himself set. He's got some DRS coming up here. Doctor's not going to get anything of his own, so this is all on Char. If you can get this corner and the one before that done, 4/10 off the back of Doctor, he's going to get that DRS open. Mode 4 has been activated as Dow's looking to make a move on Gwyn. 4/10. It's going to be on the inside as Doctor and there you go. You can just see in the foreground there, Doctor holding off Char. Dow's through though on Gwyn up to P10. He goes. Get himself a point so far. Long way to go though. And Gwyn coming under pressure. Nice little train starting to form here. As I didn't see it actually. Fluffy Balls is in the race lead. What happened there? It must have been a DRS overtake. Completely missed it. Apologies for that. But Fluffy Balls is our current race leader. That is not something we expected here to see here today. What can Maester do? We're going to find out. No Fluffy Balls, if I remember. He is on the soft, so that's not entirely surprising when you think about it. He does have that more grip, but he can be on a different strategy. Just, Maester's got to remember not to chase after Fluffy Balls too much, otherwise you'll just ruin those tyres. And just let him go. Don't let him go too far. Charles looking to make moves here on Doctor around the outside of turn 1. Side by side. He's a nose ahead, and he's a car ahead now. Has busted behind. Wants a piece of this action as well. Doctor looking to switch back on Char. Going to go down the inside into turn 3. Runs deep. Char holds the place. But then Doctor's got the inside here as he made it stick. Contact. Busted says thank you. See ya. And looks like Dow's going to come through as well. He is. Dow's gained 2 places. So though Doctor and Char and Battling have just lost out so big there. They've just lost 2 places. As Char gets past Doctor. Let's go on board with Doctor. He's just lost out to Gwyn as well. And Char's making moves on Dow. That's a nearly 2 overtake. He's going to make it stick though on the exit. A little bit of a corner cut there potentially. But he's made that stick. He's up to P8. Great battling there from the Red Bull man. He needs to get the points if Red Bull are going to be looking pretty in this championship race. Gwyn gets past Dow as well. It's all kicking off there in this midfield. It's kicking off at the front, but midfield as well. Midfield don't always provide a load of battles, but they are here today as Mute and Noosa battling behind as well. They've got Colin the Hedgehog in the background. So there's definitely damage there on Mute, so he will not be that quick through the corners, but straight he should be okay. Is that him putting into the pits, or is that him just making a mistake? That's him just making a mistake. Down to 13th he goes. Noosa is through now. Can Noosa catch up to these guys in front? They seem to be battling for the lead. 5th count, 3-second penalty to his name. Maester is still on the back of Fluffy Balls. His Fluffy Balls tyres just starting to drop away a little bit maybe. It's allowing Maester to close up. Where's Dow and Gwyn? They are still battling. Battles going off all over the place. You'd think after 5 laps we might have calmed down a bit. Colin is looking to make moves here on Mute. Hedgehog's looking down the inside. He's not going to make it there, but Mute runs very deep. It's going to allow Colin to run around the outside and try and have a look down the inside here. Little lock up there for Mute. Colin can't get through as Doctor and Dow are battling ahead. Not sure who to watch here. This is kicking off everywhere at the moment. Fluffy Balls has now lost out to Maester on this DRS straight. Doctor's looking to make moves here on Dow. Dow's got DRS, but Doctor's got a great drive off that corner. He's going to be a nose ahead. He's not though, and he nearly losing out to Noosa. Noosa runs very deep into the corner. Colin and Mute swapping places again. And Doctor now settling back in behind Dow. I mean, these guys are starting to lose touch with the front 6. Bust is a second and a bit up ahead from Gwyn. Well, ahead of Char. Char's a second or so ahead of Gwyn, who's a second or so ahead of Dow, as he's now actually just been brought back in. A little mistake from Gwyn allows him to be brought back in. As Colin and Mute still swapping places. They can't decide who wants to go for it. And it's all systems go here today. Colin is now looking pretty ahead of Mute. Oh, Mute's big tank slapper off that corner. Where's Livid? He's looking to make a move. DRS mode 3, not mode 4 just yet. Is he going to go for a dive into the first corner? He's not. He slots back in behind He had a chance there. I just don't think he was expecting it. Mute gets a 3-second penalty. And he is very much off track there. He's got a 3-second penalty and damaged front wing to go with it. And he's really struggling with that front end grip. The grip is starting to stretch out a little bit as Jorn's looking to make the move here on Fluffy Balls, and he's through relatively simple DRS overtake. Although, is it? Fluffy Balls is still there. He's just gone very deep into the corner. Where's Dan? He's right on the back end of Fluffy Balls. Fluffy Balls, a little bit of oversteer. Dan is looking. He's in the stretch between Dow and Gwen making moves behind. We keep our eyes on this battle. We've not looked so much at the front guys because all the battles happening in the midfields. Oh, Dan's just lost one of the JC. JC taking advantage of Dan Van trying to make moves on Fluffy Balls. Fluffy Balls sliding off there. That is Fluffy Balls saying my tyres are cooked. Get me in the bits. Why did I go for softs? I think that's what that's trying to say. JC then up to P3, taking advantage of all that. Dan Van in 4th, Beaker in 5th. Let's keep another look back. Is Fluffy Balls going in just yet? He's not. He's staying out. That is just interesting. He's not thinking pit just yet. Let's have a look though at Dow and Gwyn battling for 9th and 10th. Charles caught up to Busted as well. He's batting there for 6th and 7th. Still nearly everyone's within DRS. Nearly everyone's inside DRS or very close to DRS of the person in front. Vivcam started a recovery. He's up to 17th from after his terrible opening lap, dropping to the very back. But Dan's got passed by Beaker as well. I keep missing all these little overtakes. So concentrated on what's happening on my screen, I keep forgetting to look at the left hand side and see who's moving about. So let's have a quick look. Where is Dan? Dan's not going to gain on Beaker there. He's going to gain but not in a chance to overtake. Charles not going to be making an overtake there on Busted. Well, she might. He's closed up quite rapidly there. Busted has to go defensive. Char, is he going to go for a dive around the outside? He's tried it. It hasn't worked for him as Gwyn and Dow swap places. Gwyn made a big mistake there. He could lose out. He's looking out to his teammate Dogs, and Noosa wants to come through as well. That's a squeeze. Gets away with it. But Gwyn now back on the rear of his teammate. His teammate Dogs are going defensive into turn 10. Noosa's going to try and send one down the inside here. Is this going to work for him? It's not worked for him. Colin's on the back of this. And he's going to take Noosa potentially. Just, oh, bit of contact there. Colin nearly ahead there. Noosa trying to avoid knocking wheels. And there goes another bollard. As Fluffy Balls has finally pit then. Oh, they're all over the place. Gwen is in the pits. That's unleashed. Noosa and Colin, I got hiccups, sorry. As they are going to come off the final corner. Oh. Noosa has been passed then by Colin. Fluffy Balls in the pits, going for a set of hards. Wins in much earlier than we anticipated. Got to be hards going on that car at this stage. It is hards. See if they can make those last until the end. But Livid is looking to size up Noosa. Noosa's just had a terrible lap. I think most people in this midfield, every now and again, they just have a terrible lap and sliding all over the place. Noosa, it was his turn last time around. Under pressure now from Livid. Mute's dropping off the back of these guys a bit. He's coming into the grasp of Vivcam down there 13th and 14th. That front wing is not working too well for Mute. Further up front, Mesa currently leading. He's got a 0.3 of a lead over Jorn. As that gap is coming down a little bit. Where are they on the track? That's coming down quite substantially. We'll see there's nothing coming of this. Mesa is right on the back end. Where's Vivcam? He's trying to slipstream. No DRS at this point of the track. He's passed Mute up to 13th. He goes on those hard tyres, trying to get them to work for him. And he's starting to make things work as he has a little bit of lag issues. Goes there for a moment, doesn't lose anything. But yeah, so let's have a quick look at the big gainers so far. Obviously, Fluffy Balls and Gwyn having that early pit stop means they are down a fair amount. 6 places though gained for Just Chilling and Busted. They have started really well. Mute brings it into the pits finally, and he will get a new nose cone on that car. I suspect he's really struggled with that grip. Let's just stay with him just to confirm that nose change going on there. And he's got a very long way to go to this. So quickly Char and Busted coming close together, and there's nothing going to come of that just yet. Let's have a look. Mute. Yep, new nose change going on there. Let's go back to that Char and Busted battle for 6th and 7th. And Char's going to get some DRS here as Kimi gets the 3-second penalty. We'll do a penalty rundown for you in a moment. We'll just keep on board and see if Char can make a move here up into P6. Is he going to go yellow in sector 2? That's Jorn. What's happened to Jorn? He's had a big off. As he avoided damage, he's dropping places. He looks to have both his end plates. Doesn't mean he doesn't have damage, it's just doesn't have damage that we can easily see. He has just lost out. He was on the back end of Mace there, and that is going to be bad news bears for him. As he overheats those tyres too much as well through a slide. And, well, we're getting towards the pit window. It's not quite that window yet. Actually, looking at Beaker's tyres, I don't think there is a pit window. I mean, I've data on a few people and pit window's nowhere near just yet. So, don't get too excited for that. Just shows that Gwyn obviously came much earlier than anticipated. As fifth camp, he's going to gain place here on Livid, and Colin and Doctor looking like they could be doing something. Charles trying to make moves once again on Buster, trying to go around the outside of turn 1. He's lost out there, he didn't get it and lost a little bit of time. Now he's going to reset himself and come after him again as we're going through turns 3 and 4. Thankfully there's a nice board that says what corner numbers there are on some of these corners, the ones that haven't been taken out. And there's turn 6, funny enough. So see if we can get the driver off this corner this time. See if Jorn can avoid having a spin this time as well. He's looking to try and size up on Dan, who's trying to size up Beaker. Char is looking like he's going to have this one. Pulls out the slipstream. DRS is open, going to the corner. He's not ahead. And Busted runs very deep into the corner to block him off. Let's have a look at Dan outside of turn 10 on Beaker. Is this going to work? Is this going to end badly? He's still not there. So they're going to come round and no. Beaker holding him off for now. But is that a gap down the inside? No, it's not. It's a bit of a gap, but not big enough gap for him to take advantage of. And these guys are still racing toe to toe. Just allow Meister to pull away a little bit. Jorn really wants to get past this guy so he can attack. And he's going into the pits. It's a little lower than I expected. And 5-second penalty for speeding the pit lane. That is not good news for him. As well, it was overcast at the beginning of the races. Now not so overcast. It's looking like some almost bright blue sunny skies out there for us. Let's have a look at Dan and Beaker. They are trying to close up. Where's Colin and Doctor? Beaker 3-second penalty to his name. Let's just follow these guys through this corner and then we'll do a quick rundown for you of said penalties. There's nothing coming of that. So as mentioned, Beaker does have a 3-second to his name. Dow also has 3 seconds to his name. FIFA Camp has 6 seconds to Kimi and 3 seconds to Mute. Obviously, Jorn just picks up that 5-second penalty as Colin the Hedgehog picks up a Revelant bug. So we are not looking at him anymore. Charles looking to size up Busted once again. Has he got a chance this time? Doesn't look like he's going to. He's just not. He needs to get that power down so early. Busted's doing a great job of defending. ERS levels are quite similar as well, so Charles just not being able to do it. Jorn has come out down in P12, gets immediately past Kimi. Now has some clean air to Kimi's teammate, who's 6 seconds up the field, so Jorn will start carving through that gap. Back on board though with Char. Looking to try and make a move here on Busted. They are 10 laps in on these medium tyres. They've still got. Oh! What's Busted gone? I didn't even see what happened there. He just looked like he didn't stop turning. But he's lost out a load of places down to 11th, and I think Char would be quite happy about that. Oh, he lost the back end coming off the corner. That's what it was. On the exit of turn 12, just lost that back end. Slid on into the tarmac area and slid on down. He's down to 9th place as pit stops are happening. And let's have a look. Well, we're only going up one place to 5th Camp, who's battling here with Noosa for currently 7th and 8th. Busted is not too far off the back of them. And Jorn is starting to close up the gaps. He's 4.6 seconds off the rear Busted. I'm starting to wonder if my numbers are correct, because It doesn't look like it is pit window time, but well, I'm sure these guys know more than I do. It's obviously not working for them. Well, it is working or not working, depends on who's driving them. Colin picks up a 3-second penalty, and not good news for him. Just come out in the pits as well, as Jorn picks up a 3-second penalty. He's now on 6 seconds of penalties already. It's putting a massive dent in his hopes for picking up a race win. Oh no, sorry, that's his first 3 seconds. He's got a 5-second already. So let's have a look up front. Let's just see how Meister's getting on. See, he's not going to pits. He doesn't need to. If my numbers are correct, he might. Well, I think mediums to softs is the game plan. It could potentially work, and I wouldn't be surprised if that's what they're going to go for, some of these guys. Is that the ideal strategy? Is that what's going to get Meister the win? We're going to find out. As Doctor comes in, followed by Busted. Noosa having to stay out because his teammate's already in. Viverkamp sizing up Noosa. Going to try and go round the outside here. Oh, he didn't leave any room down the inside there, did he? No room left by Viverkamp for Noosa. Noosa's completely inside the room. Noosa's like, no, I don't want to give you any. But Viverkamp is up to P6. And with those hard tyres, you can now start looking to pull away. And see if you can catch up to the back of Dow. Where is Jorn? Jorn is 2.6 seconds off the back of Noosa now. Starting to catch up a little bit more and more each lap. Battle going on towards the back. Once again, it is Busted and Doctor. These midfielders are providing us some excellent entertainment here today. Colin's a little bit off line there ahead of them. It's going to allow Doctor a chance to make that overtake. It's only a small chance. It's half a second coming off the corner. He's in mode 5, Colin's in mode 0. He knows this is coming, and a little bit of lag has helped him come past. Busted isn't close enough, so it is just one position lost there for Colin. And but Noosa and Viverkamp, they are still closely bound. As Jorn still closing up. Oh, Noosa, is that an attempt to get in the pits, or is that a mistake? I think it could be a bit of both. It looked like a mistake, but it looked like an attempt to get in the pits, and he wasn't quite sure where the pit entry was, and just sort of turned off halfway through a corner. Jorn then sets that fast lap. Let's have a look at him. He had a mistake a few laps ago, cost him second place. He dropped down to 6th. Now he's starting that recovery. He's managed to leapfrog Dan Verdan. Fluffables at one stage was the race leader, but he's on soft tyres at the time, and so he's now on 6-lap-old hards. He'll be trying to take those to the end. They're still out there after 13 laps on their mediums, and I think looking at this, they are potentially going mediums to softs. Those front 4 runners, is this going to work for them though? That is the big question. Their tyres are going to be absolutely shot by the time they get there, but then they'll have some fresh soft tyres to try and close up, as Colin has gone out sector 2. Where's that? Bad news bears for Colin. Where has he lost it? Oh, is it there on the left? It is there on the left. Is that a retirement from session, or is that just the crash? And we've got a virtual safety car. That's changed everything. That has just changed the entire strategy of Meister and Beaker, who are both coming in. Is Char coming in as well? He might as well. Almost a free pit stop. Game plan change has been initiated. What was a medium to soft strategy has now become a medium to hard because they got a cheap pit stop. Justin hasn't pitted. Where's Meister coming out? DRS re-enabled as the virtual safety car has ended. That is a great time for a pit stop there for Meister. He's just been handed a potential race win. So let's see, where's Char coming out? He's coming out in 7th, potentially 8th. He's going to come out right there. So I'm jumping around a little bit and trying to find out where he is. There he is, just ahead of Dow. So P8, fresh tyres. Could be a good result here for Char. He's just going to keep it pointing the right way. And as Viverkamp comes out on a set of mediums, hards the mediums for him. Perfect timing for those guys, really. Just Shooting says, no, I'm going to take it the whole way to softs. I mean, the problem was both the Williams were so close. One of them had to stay out, one of them could come in. Unless they really wanted to double stack, but they're going to lose so much time with the double stack. It probably wasn't worth it. Mace, though, comes out 15.5 seconds behind JC. And so that virtual safety car might have just gifted Mesa a win, and we'll see how he goes. It's not over yet, not by a long shot. Yawn says he wants Beaker. As they are close to yellow in sector 2. Who's causing that? It's gone already, so no bother. Just looking to see who that could have been. Noosa actually. He just lost a couple of seconds in that sector, so looks like Noosa's had a little spin somewhere. 31 second sector instead of a 29. No, actually 32 instead of a 29. So he's lost 3 seconds almost. As Kimi comes into the pits from P7 on those hard tyres. He's going to shift onto the mediums. Just Shooting is staying out. He's going for the mediums to softs. And Yawn is looking to size up Beaker here. He needs to get ahead if he wants to keep Meister in a good position in the championship battle. DRS coming now. He's running really low on ERS. He's tanking that. Beaker's weaving, trying to break that slipstream. Here comes Yawn now. He pulls out, goes down the inside, avoids contact, but doesn't get the position. Now he's got it all to do again and doesn't get the drive off the corner he would have wanted. He's now got to take care of that ERS because that is not looking pretty at 6% now. He's got to do a lot of harvesting. Beaker, not much better though. He's on 8%, 3% between them. And they're going to have to start saving a bit of that up. As there's some position swapping behind, lots of position swapping behind there, so Fevercamp is now ahead of Gwyn and up on the back end of Doctor, who's just got passed by Busted. Fevercamp on those mediums starting to come into play. He's got a good chance here of getting some points because the only man in front he needs, and that is going to be a slide on through there. Potentially Doctor's run very deep. Fevercamp comes through side by side. Doctor's looking back down the inside. He's still there on the inside, and nope, doesn't matter. Although Fevercamp runs very, very wide in the exit, avoiding a penalty, and now he's up on the back end of Busted, who's also on hard tyres. Should be easy prey here for Fevercamp. As behind Gwyn and Doctor going side by side. That's good teammate battling there. Doctor holding on to P11 from Gwyn. Livid is not far behind. He was a part of this action. He's not going to get it just yet though. Got ball with Gwyn. And Gwyn picks up a 3-second penalty, just running a little bit wide there. As up ahead, Fevercamp and Busted were going at it. Fevercamp 3-second penalty again. That's now 6 for him. He's pushing so hard, he's picking up little mistakes as Yawn and Beaker swap places. Yawn has finally got past Beaker, he's up to P3. And let's slow him back. Oh, Gwyn's looking. Bit of a tank slapper on there. That's going to give Livid a chance, but Livid looks too far back. Fevercamp sizing up Busted should be simple. He looks to have the position, but is he going to have it through the corner? Oh, bit of will to will there. And Fevercamp has to take to the off track there in order to not crash, I think. But he's now still in that slipstream, looking to go around the outside of turn 10. It's not the place. Look at that switchback now. He's just looking. He's looking for something. And he might have it here. He's just gone through on the inside. But again, Busted will have the line off the corner. Fevercamp can't do anything about it. But he's Busted is doing a great defensive job. Fevercamp is just getting a bit annoyed, I suspect, underneath that helmet. As he'll look to try and make a move. Will he try it on the home straight? It's not looking like he will. But he's trying to close down the gap as much as possible. Trying to go around the outside of turn 1. Not the easiest overtake to do. And if you've got another chance, this is it. This could be a chance here. Slipstream not in high ERS. He's not pushing too hard. He's just trying to pressurise Busted. He's running quite low on ERS. 20% for Busted, 78 for Vivian. And this is where the DRS is going to come into play. Can he get the drive off straight up into mode 5? Busted, it looks like a sitting duck here. What can he do? He can move over and let Vivian come through. That's all he can really do. As his ERS is looking low, is he going to try a cheeky dive back? He looked, but he knew better. As Doctor is closing against the back of these guys as well. This is all for a couple of points. This is all they're battling for down here. This is 9th, 10th, 11th, 12th, 13th. All battling just for a point, or for 2 potentially. Has busted, and has slid on. Going to lose the place to his teammate. And Busted just got a little bit too overzealous there. Clipped the rear end of Vivian and just had a little slap there from Mute. Yeah, I think he's driving angry now. As Mute slides on by. But Busted. Oh, Gwyn must have had a spin as well. Gwyn's dropped down to P15. Didn't see that. Where did that happen? Too busy looking at everyone else. Just trying to see quickly, where was that? I'm not sure where that was. I think that was at exit of turn 12 into 13. But Gwyn dropping down to P15. That's not good news for him. So it's worked out really well for Noosa. He's just gained a couple of places for free. Fevercamp as well. He'll be happy with that because that's just cleared a gap between him and Doctor. But Livid is on the back end of Doctor. Got that DRS, got that ERS. Has he got that position? And the answer to that is looking like a very, very solid yes. What can Doctor do? Nothing. He just can't come back to that. As Just Chilling has finally pit. Let's have a quick look up then. It's got to be going on to softs. Where's Maester? Maester's going to come through the final corner and take the race lead. Where will JC come out? Will he come out behind his teammate and ahead of Dan? Has he got enough time to get onto that podium? He's coming out now. Where's Yawn? Yawn's coming down here. Can't even see him. There comes JC. So he comes out on the back end of Beaker on soft tyres. Just Chilling, he's going to be charging here. I don't think he's going to have enough time to get to Maester, but he's definitely got enough time to get to Beaker and Yawn. But will Beaker get out of his way? Vivercamp goes fastest, busted 3-second penalty. Beaker now still trying to hold on to the back of Yawn. Yawn is still flying out there. And right, he's still got a decent lead over Beaker, even with DRS for Beaker. Let's have a quick flick back to Mute and Noosa. They are in DRS range of each other. And so is Busted. He's finally caught back up. Gwyn is a bit far off the back at the moment. But as these guys battle, that's going to bring Gwyn back into another battle. It's been non-stop battles for most of these drivers today. I don't think it's going to end anytime soon. So, who's going to be making a move? Doesn't look like anyone's going to be close enough. Busted's probably closest to make a move. Doesn't this time around. Oh, big lock up there from you. Comes across. Where has he gone? He's still spinning. And those are some toasty rear tyres. Maester goes fast as he's putting the hammer down out front. He knows he has to start accelerating just in case. Just Chilling really turns the wick up. Just Chilling went fastest in the final 2 sectors to put that marker down. Maester can see that. He might be starting to worry. We'll see what times they can do though. So we'll keep an eye. It's a 3 yellow. That's Mute having issues. It's just overheated tyres and not working too well for him. Warm tyres, cold brakes. Mute might be bringing this one into the pit, so might just take it easy for a few corners. That's the ideal thing to do. Just Chilling is now in the DRS though of Beaker. And we'll do a penalty rundown for you in a moment. Let's just see the exit of this corner. See if Beaker's going to let JC through at all. Almost looks like he is. He is. Williams has swapped places. Just Chilling has been unleashed onto the back of Yawn. Now, quick penalty rundown for you. Meister currently in the lead, has 0 penalties. Jorn has 8 seconds. He's got a 3-second actual for corner cutting and a 5-second for speeding the pit lane in there in second place. So he will lose out to both Williamses, but Just Chilling fancies a shot at Meister. That's the important part. If he can get past, he might go for it. And there, he's just sliding on through from Jorn. Jorn can't even defend against something like this. Soft tyres, DRS, and fastest lap. It's a whole second, or just shy of a second faster than Meister's was, and 1.6 seconds faster than Meister was last time. Just Chilling has a chance to get the win here today. No penalties for either of these front two drivers. Can Just Chilling close up and get Meister? I'm not going to say he can't, but I'm not going to say he will. Beek also has 3 seconds, but Jorn's extra 5 seconds will change that around. Dan Verdan in 5th doesn't have any, as Mute retires from the session down there in 17th. Let's have a look. If you don't hear the name, they haven't got any penalties, by the way. So nothing for Dan, Fluffy, Char. Dow with 3 seconds. 6 seconds for Vivkamp. Livid has 3. Naught for Doctor. Busted has 6. Virtual safety car has been deployed after Mute's crash. So this could change a few things. As that might have actually saved Meister's bacon. Is Meister staying? He's got to stay out. He can't come in now. This is quickly changing everything. Where were we on penalties? 12th place, busted 6 seconds. 3 seconds for Gwyn. 9 seconds for Kimmy so far. He might get more. He's not had the best of runs so far. DRS has been able. They are a go once again. But let's see. Can Just Chin catch up? He did the fastest first sector. It is not over yet. We're on lap 23 of 27. 5.1 is the gap between first and second, but Just Chilling has, that could have just almost gifted him a little bit more life in those tyres, given him a little bit more fuel to work with, but at the same time gave Meister the fuel to work with. Tyres aren't going to be Meister's issue. Just Chilling has to use every bit of this extra rubber. We'll see how it goes though. It's not over yet. What is over is my drink. I haven't got anything left. That's a shame. Dow's left the session. He's not looking good. He's there in 8th. Just Chilling's left the session. What's happened there? Jorn? Have we just seen a massive steam crash? Just Chilling's gone. Jorn's gone. Have we just ruined a race with steam? Kimmy's gone. I thought I was about to go though. I just had a little momentary lag. Dan Verdan's gone. Right, I need to quickly do this before I get disconnected. Apologies, you don't get to see the race. This could be quite important to seeing the results later on. I know you want to see the race, but I need to capture this just in case I get disconnected or they're probably going to cut the race a couple of laps short. So I'm just capturing the race director so we have a copy of it just in case we need it. Right, we can go back to this. Char has DNF. I think that's a sign that things are going to poo. Not even sure where he went off. That is a real shame. That has just robbed us of a brilliant finish. Well, it's looking like Meister's taking the win. Just Chilling will be second, Beak will be third. Potentially. I think that is going to be how it ends. I hate it. We had this a few weeks ago in another race. This was shaping up to be a brilliant finish. I've got nothing to say. It'll be finished at the end of the last complete lap before the first disconnection. Noosa's penalty probably won't be counted. Just Chilling's managed to get back in. I don't know what's happening. I don't know if we're going to just end it. Just Chilling's managed to get back in, but he's down there in third now. Jorn's not got back in. I think it might be called at the end of the last complete lap before the disconnection started to happen. Which is a real shame. A real shame. I don't even know what to say. It's just robbed us of a race. Well, we can sort of watch processional last laps. There might be some battles. Let's see if we can see some battles going on further back. I mean, Doctor and Dow's an AI, so that's not even a battle. Livid, he's an AI. But let's watch Gwyn and Noosa battling out. They're both there. Hopefully they can give us some entertainment. Half the grid might be disconnected, but hopefully Gwyn and Noosa can give us some fire, some fun to finish with. We're on lap 25 for 27. This is pretty much Meister's win now. 75% of the race, I believe, was complete, so it's going to be full points as well. Or is it 50%? I can't remember nowadays. Too annoyed. Yeah, let's now ball with Gwyn as he tries to battle with Noosa. Dow is an AI, so don't worry about him. Yawn is an AI as well, so don't worry about him. Gwyn and Noosa then. That's really quite annoying. I don't even know what to say anymore. I don't think Gwyn knows what to say either after that. All I can guess is that there's a little bit of disconnect, a lag there, or desync between those two. Busted and Kimmy are looking close. They're both on fresh tyres. Should be an easy overtake here for Busted. Got some soft tyres compared to medium on Kimmy's DRS. That's an easy overtake. Kimmy will drop back there. Not really fighting it though, is Kimmy. Livid, he's dropping places as an AI. I'm out of things to say. This is terrible. Not what you want to see. I don't think there's anything that F1... This isn't F1's fault, this is a Steam issue, not an F1 issue. So it's just Steam not being up to scratch. Maybe they had an outage or something. Maybe there's a power surge or something somewhere. Dan's an AI, so he's not doing anything. Where is... Nisha's closing up to Dow. Dow's not really there. Gwyn's left the session. Flippin' heck. One of the best races of the season ruined by Steam. Oh well. Well, let's watch Meister as he's going to finish. He's on the final lap. Let's just stick with him. He must be laughing now. He got gifted a penalty, not a penalty, a pit stop of a virtual safety car. And then got gifted the win by Steam disconnection when Just Chilling was an absolute flying. Yeah, okay, the second virtual safety car might have helped him, but you would never know until that checker flag fell at the end. Unfortunately, the checker flag is going to about to fall at the end, but 4 laps late, effectively. What's done is done, unfortunately. It's going to be Meister taking a relatively simple win. He won't take glory from this win. He'll just take it as a win. There'll be no... He won't celebrate as he's won. He'll just... It's not very sportsmanly to celebrate when you've won something like this. But at the end of the day, a win's a win. 25 points to Meister. Yawn will keep up his challenge. He'll be down in 4th, but he might still have the championship lead. It'll be quite tight come the end. Macy's going to cross the line, take an easy win from Beaker. Then just shooting. I think they're trying to fix their positions. Jushin will come across and actually be second, as they should be when the positions are adjusted at the end. Fluffy Balls is in fourth at the moment. Things are, the positions you see here on the left will change, that's for sure. Yawn, I suspect, might end up getting his fourth place back. Confirmation he did have that 5-second penalty from a pit stop. Dr. D has Dr. DNF before the line. He has, hasn't he? Look at that. Next, we're going to come across the line. Where's Dow? Dow comes across the line. Anthony's next, followed by Gwyn. He's not actually there anymore. Oh well. Well, don't get me wrong, it was a great race up until about lap 22, 23. Then Steam decided to do its thing. But we still had a great race. So much action throughout that race. It almost felt like, actually, when you think about it, the action was condensed into those 23 laps. It was still a great race. If that had been over the entire race, that would still been a great race. So we just got to take the positives out of this. It was a wonderful race to watch. Meister will be top of the podium and collect a rather nice 25 points. He'll still be top even at the end after the readjustment. But yeah, I'm not even going to run through the results. There's no point looking at them. I'm just going to run through the race director quickly so they can have a look at that later on if they need. Obviously, Yorn had a 5-second stop-go that was added on at the end. That needs to be added to be sure there. That is. But yeah, what a terrible way to end a great race. Once I finish this, I've got 20-odd seconds to get through this. That's all right. I'll be through that in time. There we go. That's pretty much the end of when it started kicking off. But yeah, unfortunately, that's how the cookie crumbles. Yeah, I don't really have much else to say. It's kind of annoying. Next week we will be in Austria, though. Hopefully that will be a good race. Red Bull's home. Will Meister get another win and get himself back at the top of that championship? We'll soon see. But thanks to everyone who's been here tonight. It had been a great race. It had been a great race, and it was set up to be a great race. It's still a great race. Up until the Steam issues, it was wonderful. Hopefully next week we won't have these issues, and hopefully it's going to be a great race again next week. So join me then, Austria, same time, same place, next week. Thanks for all for being here. Goodbye.